Right now at noon, voters in Chanute will soon head to the polls to decide a new sales tax.
And we've got some clouds, but those skies continuing to clear. More sunshine for us today. A look at your forecast and the Halloween forecast coming up.
Plus, the Joplin Garage helps community members find accessible transportation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
One woman is dead following a fatal fire in Newton County yesterday afternoon. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Samantha Walker. Just before 2 p.m., authorities were alerted to a structure fire at the 28252 Highway HH in Newton County. Deputies, along with Midway, Stella, and Wheaton Fire Departments and the Newton County Ambulance responded. The structure was engulfed and responders worked into the evening. Authorities located a deceased woman inside after the fire was controlled. Detectives are investigating the death with an autopsy scheduled for tomorrow. Authorities have not been releasing that name. The Sheriff's Office and the State Fire Marshal are still investigating the fire's cause. Anyone with information is asked to contact authorities. Missouri WIC families get reassurance today their benefits will continue at least a bit longer. The state confirms Missouri WIC benefits will extend into November despite federal funding challenges. In a news release, the state says cost-saving measures Missouri implemented at the beginning of October have allowed the state to extend the benefits to WIC families longer. The Missouri WIC program provides supplemental food, healthcare referrals, nutrition education, and breastfeeding support to qualifying women, infants, and children up to age 5. Fathers, grandparents, guardians, and foster parents may also apply for benefits for the children living in their household. According to the release, Missouri WIC families are encouraged to continue to attend appointments and redeem benefits using their WIC cards until further notice. A proposal on next week's ballot in Chanute, Kansas, would add a small sales tax, and city leaders say it could play a big role in the community's growth. KOAM's Blake Goley explains the proposal.
Chanute city leaders say the proposed 0.15% city sales tax could help the community's economy continue to grow. The measure would direct the funding toward local development efforts with a focus on bringing and keeping businesses in town.
The purpose of the sales tax would be 100% to fund the Chanute Regional Development Authority. They would use that for the recruitment, retention of new and existing businesses, and also for their daily operations.
The mayor says the proposal is separate from the quarter-cent sales tax voters renewed in 2023, which supports maintenance and infrastructure projects. He believes the new tax is vital to sustaining economic growth and attracting more opportunities to Chanute.
I think it'd be very difficult for the city to fund economic development in our current state. So passing of this question and having that confidence within the city is absolutely vital for that continued growth and development.
If approved, the new sales tax will take effect in April 2026 and last for 5 years. Reporting in Chanute, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Voters will decide whether to approve that measure on Tuesday. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
We've got those clouds out there still, some of them, but the sky's continuing to clear. Had some dense fog this morning as well. Live look downtown Pittsburgh, otherwise looking good. More sunshine, less fog, obviously, from MoDOT cameras along I-44 in Joplin. Again, remember, we actually reached a point after the morning news was over where we had zero visibility on the camera at exit 11 there. So look at these numbers. What is this? We started a degree below normal. No big deal, right? We only made it up to 49 yesterday. So talk about a certainly cold day out there. Our temperatures gradually getting warmer. We're starting to see a few more of those low 50s out there. And we've still got 49 in Monette, a little cooler there. We're getting to those mid 50s. We're still looking at going upper 50s today. Clear skies will continue through the evening. Temperatures down to low 40s by 11. We're looking at a clear and cold overnight for us. Halloween, though, tomorrow. Is it going to rain? Well, is it going to be warm? Is it going to be cold? We've got the answers and a look at your weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Transportation can be the barrier between life someone has and the life they want. Higher Power Garage in Joplin is working to break down those barriers. The Barriers to Work program is selling 9 cars to deserving individuals. The cars are sold for only $500, enough to give the buyer a sense of ownership.
Transportation is a huge barrier in our community. Think about it. If you live in Carl Junction or Webb City and you need a good job, the good paying jobs are in the industrial parks or the commerce centers of the town. Very few low income housing is in those areas. So to get to those jobs is a challenge.
In order to qualify for a car, applicants must attend classes and meet income requirements. Case New Holland is giving Pittsburgh State University's automotive technology program a major boost, donating equipment worth nearly $300,000. The mid-size tractor is aimed at dairy and livestock operations, using methane produced from the livestock as fuel. Representatives from CNH joined students and instructors to celebrate the donation. Well, Halloween is approaching fast, but there's still time to get a costume. KOAM's Kenny Foreman gives us an inside look at a one-stop shop for all your spooky needs.
For the past 25 years, Spooky Jake's here in Pittsburgh has opened its doors to partygoers and trick-or-treaters of all ages looking for last-minute costumes and accessories for an affordable price.
The last month has been the whole season, but it's been pretty steady. It's like most seasonal businesses, the closer you get to Halloween, people understand they have to go get their costume, or they need to go find the accessories for their costume.
Having a place where Halloween items are easily accessible for an entire month is important, especially when you consider that there's no such thing as too old for Halloween.
The university's having lots of different Halloween type functions. We see a lot of students come through, or if the schools are having different Halloween parties, we see those customers come through. And then there's a lot of adult parties where adults are coming through to buy their wigs.
And a supportive staff makes it even easier for people to find what they're looking for.
The people that run the place are very friendly. They helped us out a lot with the door decals and with the cost and stuff. And honestly, everything's really cheap and the selection is just outstanding.
Being that Halloween is a seasonal business, the store aims to make sure its customers remember the name year after year.
Our goal is to be able to sell more and make more profit, but most importantly bring the selection to the customer so they know where they want to come next year when they start their shopping process for Halloween or items to help them celebrate Halloween.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Spooky Jake's will remain open through Halloween. Operated by Jake's Fireworks, the business sells seasonal items during Memorial Day, the 4th of July, and Christmas. Well, coming up, President Trump meets with President of China Xi Jinping. We'll have the details from that meeting. And later, we're making a one-pot Italian feast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, President Trump is on his way back to Washington, D.C. following his meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. President Trump called the sit-down between the two leaders, quote, amazing, and announced he is cutting U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods. Tina Cross reports from London.
Following their first face-to-face meeting since 2019, President Trump called China's President Xi a great leader and said a trade deal could be signed, quote, pretty soon.
We have a deal. Now every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time.
Trump says the U.S. is reducing tariffs on Chinese goods by 10% as China works to reduce the flow of illegal fentanyl.
He's going to work very hard on it. I think you're going to see some real action taken.
Trump says China also agreed to ease limits on exports of rare earth minerals and resume buying American soybeans, sales American farmers need.
Farmers all across the state have had a challenging year.
Trump says he plans to go to China in April for new trade talks, and Xi will come to the United States sometime after that. Ahead of talks with his Chinese counterpart, Trump appeared to signal a major reversal in U.S. policy, announcing on social media he's directed the Pentagon to restart nuclear weapons tests. It follows a missile test by North Korea, as well as recent nuclear-powered tests by Russia.
I see them testing. I say, well, if they're going to test, I guess we have to test. I'd like to see a denuclearization.
Before leaving South Korea, Trump also said he will allow that country, a rival of China's, to develop a nuclear-powered submarine in Philadelphia. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
A hearty one-pot meal that costs less than $10 to make is coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
And we are going to talk about your Halloween forecast. Is it going to be a trick or a real treat? Not Mr. Food style, but the details right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on what has turned out to be a pretty decent day so far. Temperatures gradually warming, still cooler than normal, but warmer than yesterday. As you saw earlier, our high yesterday, we only reached 49 degrees. We should be in the 60s, a little closer to that day. Live look downtown Pittsburgh one more time. Got some clouds out there, but those clouds not enough to stop that sunshine from coming on through, making it like a nice day. And then these just coming down. New frost advisories for northeast Oklahoma and Benton County, northwest Arkansas. These will run from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So just be aware if you've got sensitive vegetation, anything that doesn't like the cold, really anywhere in the area, probably a good idea to do what you can to protect it. Our future track today, again, shows the rest of those clouds eventually going on away, and then we'll have clear skies, and that's going to be what's going to be helpful to some of the frost tonight. Clear skies continue through the evening and into the overnight and into the start of our Friday, otherwise known as Halloween. And eventually, we'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies through the majority of the day. But later in the evening, we will start to see those clouds increase across the area. And even though they're going to increase, some good news, it's not going to rain. We're going to be dry at least through most of the Halloween evening. Our temperatures, though, will eventually fall back into the 50s. So we're looking at low 50s by the time you're out trick-or-treating. So if you don't like that, I know that's a bit chilly. For me, that's pretty cold. I don't like it if it's less than 70. So you might want to put on a layer or two under the Halloween costume. Or again, if you really don't like the cold, if you think 50 is just terrible, then there's plenty of indoor trunk-or-treat events that will be taking place. Now, we go on Saturday morning. We've got these showers still showing up roughly around the same time they were if you were with us this morning. Nothing major expected. They're fairly isolated in nature. By 5, we got Stockton, Nevada, Lamar, Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, stretching all the way back to Fredonia, but again, it's a broken group. By 8 o'clock Saturday morning, we've got some now south of Lamar into Cherokee County, southeastern Ottawa County, stretching south and along I-44 through Monette and Mount Vernon, and then by noon, they're done. And behind it, we'll have some partly cloudy skies. We'll still have a few clouds here and there, but otherwise not too terrible. It's just going to be cool again. Roughly like today, maybe a little cooler as we head into our Saturday. For the rest of the day, still looking at upper 50s. Now, some of our western and southwestern communities, you're already at the mid 50s. 50, 55, 56 out there. You are the locations that could reach the low 60s, but I think the low 60s are going to be fairly confined. Majority of us topping out upper 50s. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Clear skies overnight, dropping back into the upper 30s for most of us. Some patchy frost possible. You saw where we have those new frost advisories. West winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And again, tomorrow, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. A little warmer. A little more seasonable, low 60s, and we'll have those west winds at about 5 to 10. We go beyond that. Again, this weekend, we're going back into the mid-50s out there. We'll start warming next week, and again, some dispute on whether or not we're actually going to push into the 70s next week. It's been kind of back and forth on that, but we'll eventually warm up one way or the other. First week of November, kind of like how October was. The first week of October was warmer than the last week of September. First week of November, a little warmer than the last week of October, but as you see, by Friday, Saturday, another system comes in, puts those temperatures right back in their place. So it's not weeks of above normal in November. Yeah. It's just a few days at least.
Yeah, and we've been asking for these fall temperatures, and they are finally here.
They are, and they showed up pretty quickly too.
Yeah, so I'm excited for a little bit cooler weather. I get to wear my Halloween sweater tomorrow and not be burning alive in it. So,
That's
think of the
positives.
true.
I had to break out the coat this morning, so I mean, unusual. The guys at the gas station at Casey's, they're like, bro, you got the coat. I'm like, it's cold out there this morning.
Yes, definitely want to be prepared. Well, thanks, Chris. Stick around. We're making a one-pot Italian feast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard thinks you're going to love this classic Italian seasonings and spices we use in our one-pot Italian feast. He shows us how to make it in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
One of the best parts of my job is getting to meet people when I'm out and about. It gives me a chance to chat about things that we can do here in the test kitchen to make your time in your kitchen that much easier. And it seems that many of you have the same requests. You want recipes that are quick, you want them to be budget friendly, and you don't want to wash lots of dishes. So with that said, let me share with you a recipe that I know you're going to love. We start by browning some Italian sausage in a deep skillet or in a soup pot, along with some onions and celery that we chopped up and a few seasonings. Now we add a little rice wine vinegar and cook it until most of that's absorbed. Next, we stir in some water and a can of stewed tomatoes. Yep, juice and all. Just make sure you use the ones with the Italian seasoning because that gives it lots of flavor. Once that comes to a boil, we'll add half a pound of uncooked penne pasta. Yep, uncooked, and let it simmer until it's tender. That's it. Maybe top it off with some fresh basil and grated Parmesan cheese, and you have a quick meal that tastes like it cooked for hours. But it only took minutes. And it's all done in one pot. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for what we call One Pot Italian Feast, so you'll have it on hand whenever you need a quick and tasty meal that is very budget friendly. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we're looking for a quicker and more economical way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, that sounds great. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
And most of us into the upper 50s. Reminder, we do have frost advisories for overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning for Oklahoma and Arkansas. We'll go low 60s tomorrow into the low 50s as you're trick-or-treating. So, yeah, maybe put on an extra layer or two if depending on your tolerance for the cold. Then we've got some morning showers on Saturday. It's an isolated chance. They're done before noon. Mid-50s Sunday. Then we warm up a bit next week, and then it's brief. We get some more rain next Friday. Our temperatures fall right back in place by next Saturday. So all in all, not too bad the next several
temperatures
days.
Overall pretty pleasant.
A lot worse forecast we could have for Halloween.
Certainly so. We've had worse out there.
Yes.
Kids will be wearing maybe some jackets under their costumes.
Certainly so.
Yes. It sounds like you have some seasonal stories for us at 5 as well.
We do indeed. Halloween, of course, is tomorrow, and veterinarians are warning the spooky season can be a scary time for our pets, triggering a spike in emergency visits. We're going to have more on how to protect our furry friends who want treats, not tricks. Plus, we're going to sit down one-on-one with Missouri Senator Josh Hawley to talk about topics like the ongoing government shutdown. And Carthage Technical Center celebrates its 60th anniversary. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Well, thank you so much. That sounds like some great options. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.